Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. In today's video we're gonna talk about something scary. It's not gonna be interrelated, but I thought I'm gonna talk about it because it's kind of interesting and it was a major experience in my life, and I thought I didn't even know what is it and how to explain it. So let's talk about the spiritual awakening. Because it's bloody real. It is. If you watch the videos on the YouTube about this subject, and this is absolutely tons and tons of this kind of videos, you will find out it's actually very scary experience, and a lot of people are saying that all the symptoms, that was literally physical symptoms, and it was like this with me as well. What it might trigger it, I was thinking it came from very, very dark moment in my life. I actually lost a baby, and that was the moment when I was so vulnerable and I was bleeding so much. It was really, really, really bad time for me at this specific moment. And I remember, I think the trauma somehow maybe triggered this. Even though a lot of people saying that they experienced this without the trauma, just from the Kundalini yoga or thing, but I think in my case that was definitely trauma triggered this. That was the actually moment when I start my healing journey, when I go to say goodbye to my unborn child, which I lost. That was actually the moment when I actually start my healing journey. And I think this spiritual awakening was somehow triggered by this. I'm not really sure, because it's a lot of contradicted video, but if you ever have it, I'm very, very curious, let me know in the comment section below. It still makes me kind of not maybe uncomfortable, but a little bit like shy talk about it, because there is some kind of woo stigma when it comes to things like this. But after doing my research, I actually found out that it's basically your biochemistry in your brain is changing, and you are experiencing a lot of biological changes, which are absolutely natural. So, I thought I'm gonna make this video to actually break the stigma, because it's nothing like woo about this. A lot of people are experiencing this. So I thought, it's a time to actually openly talk about it. So what have happened actually? Well, it come out of the blue. I didn't expect that at all, absolutely at all. I was actually in the way to my work at 5 in the morning in the bus, and this is where it actually started. So you can imagine that I freak out so much, and I didn't really understood like what the heck is happening with me at the moment. I had like this kind of pushback out of my body, and then I'm back in, out and back in. Very, very strange to to describe with my word. Remember, I look at the people in the bus, I look at them, did they know what's happening to me? And they didn't know, like no one know. And then I come to my work, and it was even worse, because I entered my work and I felt some very strange feeling here in my chest, like I don't know how to describe it, like a flower opening and closing, like this kind of floating sensation, like inside my chest. And I felt like so much love for the people around me, and I never experienced anything like this before in my entire life. And even for the customers in my workplace, I feel so much love, like seriously. And I feel like this kind of voice behind me telling me like, you have to wake them up, you have to wake them up, you have to wake them up. Very strange. So this feeling basically lasts 8 hours all the time when I've been to work. It's constantly stayed with me. It wasn't like it just comes and go. No, it stayed. Actually, it stayed for 4 more days, which was very scary. I was literally thinking, I'm dying. Seriously, that was so scary. So the same day I came back home and I have to lie down because all my head was just, spinning around. And I was very sensitive for the light. So I have to, pull my curtains and just stay in my room. And that was the day 1. Day, of course, I have to go to work as well. And it started after my work. So I was very suspicious, like all the morning and all afternoon I was waiting. Is it this? That's it? Should I expect something more? But, I finished work at 3. I'll go back to home. And it actually happened about 6 p.m. next day, which was very, very strange. Like the same floating, like flattering sensation in my chest. But the second day, it came from my chest to my throat. And it felt like something inside is just opening and closing and opening and closing. That was insane. Insane. I remember I talked with my husband on the phone and he couldn't understand that at all. I googled what's happening with me and I couldn't find any answers. I didn't know it's called spiritual awakening. I didn't know it's like Kundalini Awakening back then. I didn't know anything. So imagine, I was so scared. And this sensation, like this opening, it didn't last long. It lasted like half an hour and then stopped. But after that, I felt like I couldn't, say the words. So I had like very bad sore throat, which is very strange. And my voice like little bit changed, like for one day. That was insane. Like that was seriously insane. But it stayed like, I don't know, 6 hours, maybe 6 hours. And the second day I still felt this kind of spinning in my head. So I have to be very careful. I didn't exercise that day at all. I just go to the bed and I couldn't even read the book. Oh, weird thing happened when I read the book, by the way. Like I read the book and all of a sudden I saw like the red straight kind of, like you've got the marker and you curve the sentences which you want, which are important to you. So I saw in my eyes like the red kind of straight lines in my book. I have absolutely no idea what was it, but it did happen. So very strange. Next day, I think it was day 4th, I start hearing things. And I start hearing very strange things, like the smallest things, which previously didn't bother me at all. All of a sudden I could hear it and they annoy me so much. Like for example, my phone, I hear it when I charge my phone. I can literally hear bzzz. Now I cannot hear it that much. I still do hear it though, but it's not that loud. Maybe I get used to it or not, I don't know. And this strange hearing the voices of electric things, that was very strange, because I remember when I was waiting at the bus stop and that was the big banner, big kind of advertisement, the one which changing, like kind of video one. and I could hear it buzzing, like literally bzzz. And I look at the people next to me, that they can hear it, but no one did. And I realized it's just me. Like, no one else can see the things which I'm seeing. No one else can hear the things which I'm hearing. And I was honestly think that I'm getting crazy, you know, because that was very, very strange. Another day I got sick. I got literally physically sick, to the point that I had like big, you know, massive temperature, and blocked nose, like all the sinuses and everything. Of course, my throat still hurts at this moment. So I get really, really physically sick, and you know, I have to blow my nose like, I don't know, 20 times a day. It was just so bad. I felt so bad. And I start seeing this like kind of glimpse of, I don't know, it's hard to explain, like kind of light, like lights everywhere, especially when I walk outside. And I had this feeling like, this is not real. This is so not real. And I remember I keep asking myself, is it that we are like running through the program individually or collectively? I couldn't, you know, manage to figure it out. I know now because I study a lot of quantum mechanics, and I dig very deeply into quantum physics, so I know the theory of the multiple universes, and I know you know, a lot of things about what that might be. But experiencing this, it was just absolutely insane, guys. I'm telling you, it was insane. Never happened in my life before. And after that, I had like a strong kind of sense of purpose. I think you can call it purpose, and like sense of knowing that whatever happened in this life is not real, and I'm coming home. It's very, very, very hard to explain that, guys. It's really, really very hard. Please Google it, Spiritual Awakening. You will see like tons and tons and tons of videos on YouTube. A lot of people even experiencing very, very strong physical symptoms. Mine wasn't that bad. It just goes away after, I don't know, 5 days maybe. But it wasn't that bad. It was just like a bad cold, you know. But all of this strange things which are happening like in your brain, oof, who needs the drugs when our brain can do things like this, you know, guys? I find it absolutely amazing and astonishing that not many people talk about it. And for a long time I was actually ashamed of it, because I didn't want people to look at me crazy, because I'm the one who's obsessed with statistics. I'm the one who's very logical. I'm the one who talks sense, you know. And then all of a sudden this thing happened, and I wasn't sure how to even, you know, talk to the people about this. But I figured it out that, you know, it's kind of strange stigma, and if it's happening to me and if it's happening to other people, it's very likely in some point in your life it might happen to you. So I figured it out. I'm going to share this experience with you, so you know that you're not going crazy. Absolutely that is scientifically proved that your biochemistry is changing, and this is how it's, you know, affects your brain and your physical body. And it's very fascinating, you know. It brought me close to my spirituality, and it brought me close to healing my own body, I think, you know. And that's why I'm sharing this video with you. I don't know how to trigger this, you know. It's, some people know, and there's a lot of videos on the YouTube how to trigger it, but I wouldn't recommend that, because although it is very unique experience, it's also very scary experience. If you had something like this, please, let me know in the comment section below. I will be more than happy to read your stories. Let me know what you think about it, like from where it comes from, and how does it work. I'm really curious about your opinion. So if you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe, and like this video again and share it with friends.